And the whole jury went like this. They were looking at me, they said, oh, and they looked at this guy and went, and the district attorney says, it turned out to be the funniest courtroom scene ever. We were talking about funny things that happen. It has nothing to do with this right now, but there was in Reno, Nevada. I went to the nuttiest funeral I ever went to in my entire life. A big gambler died, and a pit boss gets up to deliver the eulogy, and he says, friends, he says, Willie's not dead, he's just asleep. And a voice in the back of the church yells, I got 5,000 that says, Willie, don't wake up.
Red, I'd like to introduce the president of Ball State University. We'll make an introduction.
Oh, fine.
Dr. Robert Bell.
Red, this is no joke, even though I find myself smiling inside, because we're down to real honest-to-goodness Hoosier business. We have with us this morning the Indiana Secretary of State, Mr. Ed Wilcox, who wants to make a presentation to you as our top Sagamore of the Wabash.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Hi, nice to see you again.
We know that you have been honored across really the face of the earth in many ways, particularly by the laughter and love of your fans. But it's my opportunity here, you as a favorite son of Indiana and the banks of the Wabash, which is not only symbolic but true in your respect. A few years before you walked the banks of the Wabash, Indian tribes roamed the banks of the Wabash River. And the Sagamore was, of course, the chieftain of the Indian tribe. Since that time to the present, governors of the state of Indiana have been privileged to honor Indiana's distinguished citizens with a certificate entitled the Sagamore of the Wabash. And on behalf of Governor Orr, it's my privilege to present it to you today. I'd like to read a couple of whereas clauses here for you. Whereas the greatness of the sons of Indiana derives in part from the qualities possessed by the noble chieftains of the Indian tribes, which once roamed its domain, and whereas it has been immemorial custom of the state of Indiana to attract to its support those who have exhibited such qualities, and whereas there has endeared himself to the citizens of Indiana one Red Skelton, distinguished by his humanity in living, his loyalty in friendship, his wisdom in counsel, and his inspiration in leadership. Now therefore, recognizing his greatness and desiring to avail myself of his counsel, I do hereby appoint him a chieftain upon my staff with the rank and counsel of Sagamore of the Wabash. Witness my hand and seal of the Council of the Sagamores, Indianapolis, Indiana, this 3rd day of October, the year of our Lord, 1981, signed Robert D. Orr, Governor of the state of Indiana.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic. Well, I thank you, and I thank the Comstock. This is really quite an honor. I really appreciate this. It means a lot to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you have any more questions? Yeah, thank you. Yes, dear.
Could you lean into the mic and say the quote that you always use on that?
I must tell you about that, dear heart. I do not use it as a gimmick of any kind. I do not sign autographs. People say, would you sign "May God bless" on it? I don't do it. It's my way at the finish of the show of saying thank you. I'm not ordained to a church, so I don't say God bless, because I don't think anyone should make demands on a great unseen power. I say may God bless. But to do it just as a sort of a gimmick, I can't. It's my way of saying to the audience, I hope you have the same happiness and success in life that I've had, and may you be blessed with it that way. Do you understand? I'm not being, I don't want to be difficult or anything, but I try to explain it. Anybody else? How about in the gallery back there? Yeah. Yeah, come on. You want to get your pictures? Because you're probably in a hurry. Hello. Gosh, if they land, we'll wave you out the window. This is that new thing. I don't know, I'm not selling these things, but it's, why not? I have a new thing that's coming out though. It's a California bumper, whatever state it's in, you know. It becomes an Indiana bumper. It's got a big rubber stamp on the front. When you hit a pedestrian, it says, "Killed in Indiana." Do you know anything about it? I've been married to Mrs. Skelton, the present Mrs. Skelton now, for 10 years. And I pushed her in her baby buggy when she was little. This is true. Her father was Greg Tolan, who did Citizen Kane, Best Years of Our Life, 5 Academy Awards he won with Wuthering Heights. She gets mad, I call them Wuthering Heights, you know. But her family, and her mother was Helen Haskell, who was the Farrah Fawcett of the 1929s and 28s and stuff. And she was the Cosmopolitan girl. She was on the front page of Cosmopolitan every month. And so that was it. That was their family. And her family, my family, we were very dear friends. And Mrs. Skelton I'd been married to for 31 years, knew that she was dying. And she said to Lothian, "You take good care of him and don't let anyone hurt him because you know him better than anyone." See? So we were married, and we've been married now for 10 years. She was 30, she's 39 now. Jack Benny's age. She says, "Do you think I'll always stay, do you think I'll ever be 100 years old?" We were talking about people, there was something in the paper about some guy living 100. She says, "Do you think I'll ever be 100? I said, "Not if you stay 39 any longer, no." Or stole those pocketbooks.